What's up guys, welcome to Daily Refinement. Today's video, I'm actually going to do a roast video, which is something I don't normally do, but an employee from this company actually sent me a review saying it's the worst place ever to work. So I wanted to investigate and see, is this truly the worst eBay store ever? I'm going to go over one of their listings, I'm going to go over their processes, and I'm going to go over how they spent $33 million building this operation. So appreciate you guys. Please smash the like button, consider subscribing. We'll see you guys inside. Alright guys, today we're going to be reviewing Swap.com. It's a company that raised $33 million. If you guys are wondering how that works, you can look it up on the company Crunchbase. So you can pull up a company and find out how much money they raised. This company raised $33 million. So I want to see what kind of store they put together for that much money. But before we get into the video, I want to show you guys something that people always ask, which is how can you figure out approximately how much a seller sells? So what you normally want to do is go to their feedback page and take a look at how much positive feedback they received in the last 30 days. For these guys, it's 970. And now they have 200 employees, so remember that, and a very big operation going. So they're selling, I would guess, around 3,000 to 4,000 items per month. Depending on what you sell, the feedback ratio will be different, because if you sell lots of multiple orders, the feedback number is going to be smaller even though you sell a lot more items. So to put this into perspective, I think I sell around 4,000 items per month. So it's pretty astonishing to me that their feedback is this low. I will go over at the end of the video what I think happened to this company, but make sure you watch all the way to the end, because I've got 5 reasons why I think this truly is one of the worst eBay stores I've ever seen. So compare this to my colleague Tech and Sports, who I run the Facebook group with. He has around 1,700 feedback in the last 30 days. So just on eBay, you could guess there's more than 200 sales a day happening in this store. So I would guess 225 to 275 per day looking at this feedback. But let's get into Swap.com. So Swap.com, this store is gigantic. So what I recommend doing is always going to the store and looking at the most recent items listed. So this is interesting because they have really short, incomplete titles, but I'm going to go over something. We're going to pull up a listing in just a moment, but I want to talk about inconsistent listing first. So on this channel, we always talk about making sure that you list consistently. And if we look at this store, you can see they haven't listed in 7 days, which is crazy to me, because the overhead of that many employees not working for 7 days, I don't know what they're doing. And if you look at their listings, we're going to pull up one specifically, but these are some of the worst listings I've ever seen because of how incomplete they are. So we're going to pull up this listing right here, this pair of dress pants for $8.80. We're going to pull it up right here. So this is one of the worst listings I've ever seen, and the reason why is because it's so incomplete. The title is dress pants, so that's the shortest title. I guess it is what it is. Joke would be on us if that's all you need to do for an eBay listing, but eBay gives you 80 characters to work with in the title, and they just put dress pants. Now we're just going to go look at this entire listing. It says here that it's in fair condition. That's not descriptive enough to let the customer know what that means. Fair condition to me actually means below good. So it goes like excellent, very good, good, fair, broken. That's like how I look at different conditions. So fair condition is a pretty low rating. These pictures don't show the measurements. It's a front and back picture. It's very difficult to look at the detail and the condition from these 2 pictures that were taken by a tripod. So these pictures are cool. They're like retail ready because they have a white background, but I always talk about on this channel, now that I've switched over to using a gray background, that you want to give the customer a good idea of what the item looks like, and you really can't tell with these 2 whitewashed photos what the pants look like. You can't tell what brand it is. You have no idea from this first part of the listing, and most listing decisions happen in this top part of the listing. Most people aren't going to scroll down if they've already eliminated this as an option from this top half. So you can see here at $8.80, the second reason why this is one of the worst stores ever is because it's not profitable. At $8.80, if you type this into an eBay calculator, let's go $8.80. You can see here they lose, actually let me type in the cost of shipping. So the cost of shipping on eBay, if they have top rated seller, which they don't, but let's go ahead and put in the maximum shipping discount. They end up losing 84 cents on this transaction. So they sell for $8.80. the shipping alone on this transaction would be $8.20. Maybe if they use a cardboard flat rate envelope, it would be a little bit less, but regardless of which envelope they use, this is over 1 pound, so it ships priority. They're losing money and we're not counting any expenses. At $8.80 including shipping, they lose money before their expenses. So this is pretty interesting because they have free economy shipping, which is wrong because priority shipping is fast. It would be expedited shipping. So they mark the wrong shipping in their business policies, which is it's a silly thing to do because in this scenario, it's fast shipping, but they're advertising slow economy shipping. And you can see here, I'm in California, and it says here the shipping would be between the 14th and the 21st of September, but that's not true. If I bought it today and they shipped it tomorrow, I would probably get it Friday because it's shipping. So this is advertising it much slower than will actually come. So now they have 60-day returns, buyer pays returns, which is silly to me because if you had top rated seller, the discount more than pays for free returns because you're not having to pay the buyer's remorse return. But let's say somebody buys this pair of pants and it's not as they like, doesn't fit, or there's some kind of situation that's wrong with it. This company would pay an additional $8.20 to receive that item back from the customer. So we're talking about they're losing $9 already on this item if it gets returned, not including any of their overheads. So that's wild to me. The person that's running this store right now looks like they stopped caring because this is not like all of their listings, it's just their most recent ones. So as we scroll down, we can look at the item specifics. At least they have this in the right category. The brand is David Brooks, which is not a super desirable brand. But you can see in here, they put not available as the brand. So even if I was looking for David Brooks pants, this wouldn't come up. So you can't tell it's David Brooks from the picture or the title or the item specifics. The description is not really searchable, so no one would ever find this pair of pants. So they put in here a material that's not searchable because they entered it in wrong. And the only thing that they have correct here is that the style is dress pants, but the type is wrong. So it's interesting looking at how incorrect the item specifics are. There's really no details on the feature of the item. This is one of the laziest listings I've ever seen. So this company, I actually got an email from one of the workers of the company who sent me a video tour of what this process looks like. And I think it's unethical to share the video. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. I don't want to share the video, but it really does look like that. It's a state-of-the-art facility. They have, I think, $20,000 photo stations, and you can kind of see that in their picture here. You can see these expensive lighting systems in the background. So they have all the tools to make great photos. So I don't understand why they only take these two pictures without any close-ups of the detail or the fabric, no detail of the tag. You don't know how old the tag is, so you don't know how recent of an edition, like what style date comes on these pants. So it's pretty interesting that you can't see any of that. It's super duper incomplete. It's not profitable, and they don't sell very many items. So I do want to go over the fact that I think that this company did go out of business. So the person that took over, and based on the review I posted from the worker earlier in the beginning of the video, they're saying that it was basically handed over to another company. And I believe that is what happened. Whoever took over this company stopped caring. And the way that this system looks is they take the photos and it goes into this machine and they type in they touch screen the item specifics in. So like pants, brown, blue, enter, and then it shoots it into Channel Advisor, which is their multi-platform system, and it goes out to a bunch of different platforms. When I watched the video, the person did not touch the keyboard, which sounds like it's pretty cool. It's pretty technologically advanced that they wouldn't have to touch a keyboard, but the fact that they're entering in such incomplete information, it would be better to take a few more seconds to actually enter it in right. And also, the way that the person is struggling with the photo setup, that fancy setup that they have actually takes a lot longer than just taking pictures normally on a flat lay or on a hanger. So that's pretty crazy. So the next thing I want to talk about, number 4 and number 5, is I recommend not borrowing money when you do your eBay store. First thing you should do is sell something around the house. Let's say you make $5 to $10 profit. Use that $5 or $10 profit, buy something else, flip it again. buy another item and put some money in your pocket and just continue that process of learning from the beginning. If you start with a lot of money, it can make you super duper lazy, and that's what this company did. They focused on growing and growing and growing. And number 5 is keeping your overhead expenses low. So this is really blowing my mind, the fact that this company has 360,000 square feet. Okay, to put into perspective how crazy that is, that's the size of 3 Costco's. So this company sells the same that I do out of a 400 square foot storage unit as a 3 Costco sized building. That's like multiple football fields long. They have an insane amount of overhead, 200 employees, and it just goes to show, like, how would you even spend $33 million on a store like this? Of course, they do have a website, swap.com. You can go there and buy stuff for these same crazy prices there. And I think I haven't really even disclosed the craziest part of this entire thing, which is that this is consignment. So that means random people like me can send items into swap.com and they'll list it. They'll build you this beautiful dress pants listing when you send your items in. But if I saw this, there's no way I would send my items in because they're losing $9. What's my cut on negative $9? It's 0. So we did the math in the group that we run, which is at patreon.com/theresourcepodcast. If you get anything, it would be under $1 per item. So on average, this is much worse than the company ThredUp, which did the same thing. ThredUp, I always joke, is professional at losing money. They are in the Bay Area. They're just down the street, actually. ThredUp has 1,000 employees and they're negative $5 million every single month. So it's pretty mind-blowing to me how many of these fashion companies lose money. So I think Mercari, Poshmark, ThredUp, and this company, swap.com, none of them have ever turned a profit. They just lose money every single month. So compare that with eBay, right? eBay is the juggernaut. They basically print money. They stay out of it. They don't do any fulfillment. They're just the platform that connects buyer and seller. So it's amazing because both ThredUp and swap.com actually list on eBay. So you don't need a fancy corporation or a venture capital firm to raise money to start an eBay store. That would be a really silly way to do it because you have all that extra overhead for no reason. So I don't recommend starting with a non-profitable item. In this scenario, they should have just donated this pair of pants. They would have made more money than listing it and losing money. I would guess the way this operation is set up, it costs about $3 to $4 to list an item. If you count the overhead, if you count the electricity, the building, the labor of the person, this is a real company, so most of these people are going to be W-2 employees, not contractors. And if they are contractors, contractors usually get paid more for a shorter period of time, and W-2 employees come with, benefits or 401k or paid time off. So it's pretty expensive. So this is in North Carolina, which also means it's not centrally located. If I was going to start a company like this, it would be in the middle of the country. So the fact that they have slow shipping, undesirable items, incomplete listings, and they spend tons of OPM, which is other people's money, makes this probably the worst eBay store I've ever reviewed. So if you look at their other listings, I just want to reiterate, they don't consistently list. So I'm going to come in here and click on See Other Items, and you want to click here on Newly Listed and just see the last item they listed was a week ago. On that day with 200 employees, they only listed one item, right? They didn't list anything August 30th, and August 29th, they also listed one item. So I don't understand. What would your job be if you went into work and the 200 of you just listed one item? I don't understand. And arguably one of the worst listings I've ever seen. So this store really blows my mind. If you guys would like me to review somebody else's store or review your store, email me at chris@dailyrefinement.com and please include a link to your eBay store. I'll click to it. Maybe I'll make a review like this. I won't roast you like this store because most likely you didn't lose $33 million starting your store. So appreciate you guys. Please smash the like button. If you want to join our mentorship for more help, you can join at patreon.com/theresourcepodcast. In there, the $34.99 group, you get access to our Facebook group. And in the morning call, we go over store reviews. If you want to post your store, we will review it in the group. So appreciate you guys. Until next time, make progress daily.